and there was this article that was trending from Variety.com. It's called "The Best Panels at San Diego Comic-Con," and I almost forgot that there was a Comic-Con happening this year. I thought it got canceled because of the whole pandemic, the whole virus, and it turns out that Comic-Con's actually going to be one of those virtual conventions or stay home and be safe convention. So pretty much a brief recap for those that don't know what Comic-Con is. It's a convention that celebrates science fiction, comic books, superhero movies, cartoons, everything in that manner. And there's so many presentations going on that it's hard to keep track of all of them. And Variety has made a list to summarize the ones that are interesting enough that you should check out. And at the top of the list, I mean, this is no particular order, this is just as far as when they're scheduled, would be Star Trek. So if you're a fan of Star Trek, the first convention or the first panel is going to be Thursday, 10 a.m., so that's going to be in a couple of hours. Then after that, there's going to be a panel on New Mutants. It's the Marvel film, or the 20th Century Fox film, about mutants that takes place within the X-Men universe. That movie has been constantly postponed. It was supposed to come out in 2019, and then it was pushed back, and it was supposed to come out in April, right before the coronavirus, and now it's going to be pushed back till August. But since it doesn't look like movie theaters are going to be opening up soon, there are some rumors going around whether this is going to be a VOD or if it's going to be on Disney Plus. So maybe with this panel they'll explain, and we'll have some news as far as that. And then another panel is for the Amazon superhero TV show The Boys. That one's going to be Thursday as well. And that's a show that I got to watch. I've been hearing good things about it, and I need to check it out. Then there's going to be something, a panel called LGBTQ Representation on TV. What's next? So that's a very hot topic going on. I know there was a couple of actresses that were trying out for roles as transgender, and there was a lot of backlash and criticism. So that's going to be a panel relevant to what's happening. And then this panel is for Friday. So now everything that's going to be mentioned is Friday. It's Charlize Theron, Evolution of Badass. So she's got a movie out on Netflix called The Old Guard, and it's just going to be a discussion about her different roles that she's taken and the evolution of badass. I know one of the biggest notorieties as far as her badass evolution was when she played the character of Atomic Blonde, and it'll be interesting to see what else Charlize Theron has to say, and it seems like it's a promotional piece. I think when I get a chance, I should check out The Old Guard on Netflix. Then you have Adventure Time, Distant Lands. So I remember I've seen a couple of episodes of the TV show, then I heard the TV show wrapped. So that should be interesting too. Apparently that show has a very big following. Now here's something interesting. I fell off from this show, The Walking Dead. There's going to be a panel for The Walking Dead. A few of them. First, it's the Fear the Walking Dead, which was a spin-off of the original Walking Dead show that they're going into their 6th season, so they're going to talk about that. And it's a show that I really wanted to follow from the beginning, but with so many things on TV, it just doesn't leave you enough room to enjoy all the content that's out there, so you have to kind of pick and choose. And I know I've always told myself I really want to get back and watch Fear the Walking Dead, but AMC never does one of those Fear the Walking Dead marathons. They usually do one for The Walking Dead every episode, but I've never seen one for Fear the Walking Dead, and I've tried to watch it a couple times, and I've watched it out of order because, you know, they're getting ready for the Walking Dead marathon, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, there's going to be a Fear the Walking Dead marathon too, and I'll stay right after the Walking Dead episode into the Fear the Walking Dead episode, and it's like a recent episode, so it's been kind of spoiled for me. Then after the Fear the Walking Dead panel, there's the Walking Dead panel, and they're going to try to talk about what happened with the final episode. Another show that I was really into was The Walking Dead, and then I stopped watching after favorite character Glenn was no longer with the show, and I just stopped watching and I started focusing more on Game of Thrones. And I'm curious to one day get back and watch that. I know the show's on Netflix, and I've been hearing that there's going to be a Walking Dead movie coming following the main character, Rick Grimes. Then there's going to be the spin-off of a spin-off, which is The Walking Dead World Beyond. So I thought this was going to be a new show, but according to this description, it's going to be, a short series. And I just feel like between The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and now The Walking Dead World Beyond, it's too much zombie content. And you don't want to overdo it where to the point where the audience is just bored. Kind of like a situation that I was in where it was just too much zombie content and I just needed a break from it. And then there's the continuing the Avatar legacy. So apparently, the Avatar Last Bender, when it appeared on Netflix, broke records as far as how many viewers. And now they're going to continue the show with The Legend of Korra. So that's another show that I should get into. I've seen references here and there on social media about fans loving the show Last Airbender and binge watching. So it's something that I should check out. And here's something very interesting. There's going to be a Zoom with Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon, he made Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the spin-off show Angel, Serenity, Firefox, The Avengers. Then he did Justice League, what we got in theaters, and some fans were disappointed. So I'm really curious as to see what Joss Whedon has to say. I know he's been having some trouble. He was in a relationship, and then there's been some talk after the breakup about negative things about him, and it's kind of been very distant from Hollywood, even though he has produced some content that has been very entertaining and he has a following, and it'll just be interesting to see what he's up to. Then here's something. There's a celebration of Constantine, so it's going to be the director of the movie Constantine. This movie came out in 2005, as well as a producer and Keanu Reeves. This is all going to be Saturday, and that's going to be interesting. That's a really fun movie. I enjoyed. I know some people complain because it didn't follow the comic book, but sometimes if you don't follow the source material but you still make an entertaining property, points for that. Then there's another really good one. So it seems like Saturday is going to have some really good panels. Guillermo del Toro and Scott Cooper are going to talk about their movie Antlers as well as the filmmaking process. Guillermo del Toro has a really unique filmmaking process. He likes to do a lot of sketching and drawing. He creates really unique characters that he puts in his movies, images that are hard for you to shake. Maybe some people know this one. I got to check out that movie, Pan's Labyrinth. I haven't seen that movie, but that image of that character still is burned in my brain. Then there's a panel for Bill and Ted Face the Music. So supposedly this movie is going to come out in August if nothing changes and things get better, and it's going to be interesting. Bill and Ted, I've seen the first one, a really funny movie, really entertaining. And then the next panel is going to be Lovecraft Country. When I heard that this book was going to be turned into a show on HBO with producer of the movie Get Out and Us, Jordan Peele, I thought I'd take a look at the book, and I'm currently reading the book, and the book is really interesting. I'm having trouble putting the book down. I really want to know more about the author Lovecraft. I know there's always a lot of social media references to his character Cthulhu, and I'm curious to know more. Very, very haunting image, Cthulhu. Then there's going to be a panel for what we do in the shadows. So I remember I saw that movie, really enjoyed it. There's a TV show. I haven't had time to check it out, but I should get into that. I've been hearing about it. Even my own mom is telling me that I need to check out What We Do in the Shadows. Then this one is on Sunday, and this is definitely worth checking out. A Conversation with Nathan Fillion. He's very, very, very famous for playing Captain Malcolm Reynolds on Serenity and Firefox, and it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say. He's got this following that not only fans and consumers of content follow him, but also filmmakers follow him. The guy that directed Guardians of the Galaxies, James Gunn, put him in some of his projects, and I know that Josh Whedon has worked with him before on TV and still tries to continue to put him in his projects. So this guy has fans from us, content consumers, to filmmakers and creative people, and it'll be interesting to see what he says. Always a fun treat with Nathan Fillion. I know recently during the pandemic and during quarantine, I got back into watching Firefox, and it's, a short-lived series. It's very, very entertaining, well done, and it's such a shame that the show didn't last longer. And also, I saw Serenity, and that's a really good movie. It's one of those movies where you don't need to follow the show to enjoy the movie. It stands on its own, and as well as if you're curious what happened to your favorite characters in Firefly, and you want to know what happened afterwards, it's interesting to get that closure as far as your character. Such a shame what happened to that whole story, and it had so much potential, but it was just cut too short. And that's it for now. So in a couple of hours, there's going to be a lot of news and a lot of information coming out from Comic-Con. But as far as Variety, the article says, these are the ones out of all the content that's going to be out there at Comic-Con. This is the ones that you should not miss, that you should keep an eye out for. So this is me again telling you, till the next trending topic, we'll be back.